summer, 2005. Anne, me, and our 3 kids were on the last day of our 1-month trip of a lifetime, self-guided tour of Ireland. We had made it back to Dublin the night before, and we're looking forward to our last full day of sightseeing, a tour of the Guinness brewery. We finished breakfast and headed out the hotel up the boulevard. We soon thought we had entered some kind of dystopian novel. People in brightly colored clothes, carrying signs and banners, were all moving in the opposite direction. As we made our way up the boulevard, we soon thought we might be the only people left in Dublin. So we shanghaied one of the families moving the other way and asked them what's going on. They looked at us like we had 3 heads. The Gaelic football semifinals, they said. Well, the idea of a brewery tour dissipated out of my kids like that. What would be better than a soccer match? So we turned around and followed our new friends to Croke Park. When we got there, they gave us some advice. Sit in the family section. It often gets rough in the general seating area, and they certainly don't have appropriate language for your kids. So we bought tickets in the family section with our friends, and we sat down and waited for the match to start. Well, before we know it, there's a guy on the field, and he's carrying the ball. He soon drops it, and then he kicks it back into his hands. Then he tosses it to somebody else down the field. I'm like, what the heck is this? The guy running down the field tosses it to another guy who throws it through the uprights. Uprights we thought were there for a different purpose. But the crowd goes wild. This isn't soccer. So we look at our friends, what's going on? And they explain the rules for Gaelic football. You can use your hands, you can throw the ball, you can kick the ball, and there's 2 ways to score. There's the net, which is called a goal, for 3 points, and there are the uprights for 1 point. Well, pretty soon, Jack, Charlie, and Seamus know the game like the back of their hands, and they are cheering wildly. The woman behind us is yelling, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, every time her team loses possession. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Well, you know, this is why I am convinced that Gaelic football is the inspiration for Quidditch, because there's all this different kind of moving, foot, hand, net, uprights. Well, we are having the time of our lives. And our friends are shouting out the names of the players as if they're old friends, which it turns out they are. Gaelic football is an all-amateur sport. And their local butcher and their local constable are playing. And they are cheering them on and cheering them on. And pretty soon we're joining in and cheering them on. And it is amazing. So when we got home from our trip, Jack, Charlie, and Seamus continued to watch Gaelic football. And we all got together and cheered like crazy when Tyrone beat Kerry for the championship. The end.
This is a song called Eileen Arun. I know a valley fair, Eileen Arun. I know a cottage there, Eileen Arun. Far in the valley shade, I know a tender maid, flower of the hazel glade, Eileen Arun, who in the song so sweet, Eileen Arun, who in the dance so fleet, Eileen Arun. Dear are her charms to me, dearer her laughter free, dearest her constancy, Eileen Arun.
The holly green, the ivy green, the prettiest picture you've ever seen is Christmas in Killarney with all of the folks at home. It's nice, to kiss your beau while cuddling under the mistletoe. And Santa Claus, of course, is one of the boys from home. The door is always open. The neighbors pay a call. And Father John, before he's gone, will bless the house and all. How grand it feels to click your heels to join in the fun of the jigs and reels. I'm handing you no blarney. The likes you've never known is Christmas in Killarney with all of the folks at home.
Here's a good one for you. A priest was driving home to Dublin when he gets pulled over for speeding. The Garda approaches the vehicle and he notices an empty bottle of wine on the passenger seat. The priest rolls down the window and a strong smell of wine wafts out. "Have you been drinking, Father?" says the Garda. "Just water," says the priest. "I can smell wine," says the Garda. The priest looks at the empty bottle and up to the heavens and says, "Good Lord, he's done it again."
Evening.
Morning. New face, eh?
No, I've always had this face.
Have you been around here long?
No, I just come in the door.
What's the name?
Yeah, it's called the front door.
No, I mean yours. Your name.
Oh, my name's Michael.
Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael. Now there's a coincidence.
Why?
Mine's James.
Oh, the only James I know is tall and thin with a ginger beard. Would that be you?
Yes, that'd be right, yes. Apart from the glasses, that is.
But you're not wearing glasses.
No, neither does he.
Oh, I see.
Bottoms up.
Is it?
I tell you, a bloke is the same name as you come around here earlier on this morning.
Yo, what was his name?
He never said.
Well, then how did you know it was him?
Well, I asked him, didn't I?
Oh, I see. What is that there?
Oh, that's a parrot.
Whose is that?
Lord knows.
Well, who left it there?
Lord knows.
Oh, well, it must be his then.
Whose?
Lord knows.
Hey, you fancy a brown ale?
What colour is it?
Don't know. We don't stock it.
Oh, well, then I won't have it then. Tell you what I will have. I will have a gin without.
That what will that be?
Yeah, well, what haven't you got?
Well, we haven't got limes.
Oh, and what about tonic?
Oh yes, tonics. We've got tonics.
Oh dear. Oh, that's what I wanted it without.
I tell you, that can be a very frightening noise. I tell you, don't know what it is.
What is it?
Don't know.
Oh, that ferret never budged.
No, it's stuffed.
Oh, who stuffed it?
Lord knows.
Oh, member of the local gentry, is he?
Yes, that would be it. Yes. I tell you, the plumber never came this morning.
Oh dear. Did he come this afternoon?
No, that's twice he's never been.
Oh, I'm a poacher, you know.
I never asked you what you did.
Well, ask me then.
Are you a poacher?
It's none of your business.
Rabbits, is it? Rabbits?
No. It's clocks. Clocks.
Oh, clocks. Oh, clocks.
I'll tell you what. If you can guess how many clocks I have in this bag, you can have them both.
3.
Correct. Here. Look at this clock there. You see that?
Yes.
That is unique.
Now, have you got another one just like it?
Yes. There we are.
Are they identical?
Well, that one is.
Yes, yes. That one is not nearly as identical as that one.
Oh, that definitely is the most identical of the two.
Yes.
That
Yes,
one.
it is.
You want to buy one?
How much?
30 quid.
I'll give you 35.
Oh, do me a favor.
All right, I tell you, I'll give you 20.
Done.
What, change of a £4 note?
Yes. And here we are.
There we are.
That's yours.
Thank you very much. There we are. Say, have you got the time?
Yeah, what time would you like?
3:30.
No, you'll have to ask me a bit later on.
When?
About 4 o'clock.
Oh, well, that's far too late.
Oh, well, I must be off now.
Yes, are you coming back?
Oh, yes, I shall come back.
Where?
I'll come back here.
But you're here now.
Oh, that's true. Why don't I wait till I get back? Save myself a journey. Well, that parrot doesn't say much.
Oh, he's still stuffed.
Who is he? Why was he stuffed in the first place?
Well, he's stuffed in every place. I tell you, the wife's gone out for a couple of days, you know. They give her a new wooden leg. In Cork it was.
Oh, well, at least you float.
She's expecting a baby.
Oh, when is that?
Whenever I can get around to it.
Are you expecting anyone else?
No, just the baby.
No, I mean, are you expecting anyone else in the pub here?
Oh, Lord knows.
Oh, when he gets here, give him a ring, will you?
Who?
Me.
Well, where will you be?
I'll be here.
Well, what's your number?
It'll be the same number as yours.
Well, we're not on the blur, are we?
Oh, well, in that case, I will reverse the charges. Make the post office look silly. Oh, I think we're needed. Who's he?
Lord knows.
Oh, well, thank God you turned up. The bloody parrot's still here.
You know, I have always loved my birthday. It's on St. Patrick's Day, and I'm Irish, and everyone is always in the party spirit. If I had my druthers, I would say everyone should just make a big deal counting down to my birthday, and then have a huge celebration, and then the whole rest of the month could just be spent celebrating. Well, me. But then something came along that was more important than my birthday. You see, last year on my special day, I spent the whole day calling my friends and family to tell them that I was pregnant. It was early, about 7 weeks, but it was my special day, and that's what I wanted to do with it. And then we had some people over for a game night, just a really low-key celebration. Maybe the first of my life. But things were about to get crazy. For all the wrong reasons. At 2 o'clock, I woke up in excruciating pain. At 2:30, I was unconscious on our living room floor. At 3 o'clock, I was in an ambulance. At 4 o'clock, I was in the emergency room getting blood transfusions. And at 5 o'clock, I was having emergency surgery. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the recovery room. I was alive. I was on the mend, but I was not pregnant anymore. It was the worst birthday ever. In fact, that whole spring was just an ongoing dumpster fire of bad luck. But by summer, things felt normal again. I started to feel like myself, and everything just fell back into place. Some stuff even came along and surprised us. And by fall and winter, our house was a whole flurry of brand new activity. I think they call it nesting. That's right. I was pregnant again and due in mid-March. The 1 month I said I did not want to have a kid because I did not want to share my special birthday with anyone. Or that's how I used to feel. This time I said, if it works out, I will share my birthday. I will share the month. I will share the year. I will share my life if it works out. You know, Shakespeare said, beware the Ides of March. But lucky for us, this time, that proved fruitless because you, my precious baby boy, were born on March 15th at 1:10 p.m., 6 perfect pounds, and we took you home today. It was a very gray and rainy day, but that rain felt like it just washed away all the tears we had shed over the last year. And do you know what today is? Today is St. Patrick's Day, my birthday. And I did nothing but stare at you all day long. It was the best birthday ever.
The pot. I am from the land of Erin, and my clan is very old. We're the leprechauns of Gory, and we guard the pot of gold. Pots of gold are something sacred, much revered and often sought. Nothing else can match the import of the safety of the pot. But when I was just a wee lass, barely older than a tot, grave misfortune struck my clansmen. Something happened to the pot. On the day of all the trouble, we were doing things we ought. Sister Dotty by the fire, Brother Seamus in his cot. I was playing by a toadstool with a cow I love a lot. She's a lovely girl named Sheila, and the only cow I've got. Then I heard my father cursing, so I got up from my squat and I ran inside and asked him, what is making you so hot? I just went into the cellar. For what reason? I forgot. But I glanced down and I saw it. There's a doody in the pot. Now, my da is mostly happy, and we rarely see him fraught. So I tried real hard to calm him, but my words were all for naught. Father huffed and off he hurried. To catch up I had to trot to my sister by the fire, warming chowder that she bought. We have got a heap of heartache. Tell the truth if you've been caught. Something's happened in the cellar. There's a doody in the pot. Well, my sister started shaking like her nerves were in a knot, and she swore that she was guiltless of the charges that he brought. Father scowled and off he scurried. To catch up we ran a lot, past the fire and the chowder to my brother in his cot. I have talked to both your sisters, to Delaney and to Dot. We have got a peck of problems. There's a doody in the pot. Well, my brother started crying, and his nose filled up with snot, and he promised he was faultless of the things my father thought. Then we looked at one another. It seemed like a scary plot. Had a stranger climbed our window to leave doodies in our pot? And we stood there, very quiet. You could hear a needle drop, till we heard the strangest noises. First, a moo, and then a plop. So we ran down to the cellar. We were faster than a shot, but we froze when we saw Sheila making doodies in the pot.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for following me on my blog and the wonderful adventure I'm having with the Best of Ireland tour. 6 days, 12 cities. And today is our last day. And we find ourselves here at the Guinness brewery, brewery number 4. And, oh, here comes our first tasting. Ah, top of the morning to you. Mmm. That is good. Good. So, today at brewery number 4, we are tasting brews that are unique and not found anywhere else in the world. Oh, here comes tasting number 2. Mmm. That is mighty delicious, I must tell you. I wish you were all here. Now, our tour today is led by our local guide, our Irish local guide, who took us down a cobblestone way and led us to the brewery number 4, where our brews have matured for several years. Not unlike yours truly. Oh, here is another tasting. Tasting, I believe, is number 3. Here we go. I'm glad you are sharing this with me. Now, I know some of you might have been concerned on day number 2 when we went to the Blarney Castle and I was leaning over to touch the famous Blarney Stone and I had a wee bit of trouble getting up. But you know, you have to kiss the Blarney Stone because it is good luck. And I know that it brought me good luck because I am here on the Best of Ireland tour with all of you. Oh, here is a tasting number 4, I do believe. So, tasting number 4. Cheers. And I know on day number 4, I did get a couple blogs from some of you that were concerned when I went to the top of the Blarney Castle. Oh no, it wasn't the Blarney Castle, it was the Killarney Castle. And there I was standing there looking at the beautiful Irish countryside, and the wind came up and blew me right into Sister Claire. And she almost became the flying nun. Not to worry at all. Oh, our tasting number 5. Here it is. Tasting number 5. And so, also, some of you might have been a little concerned on day number 5 when I volunteered for the hawking. And the hawk took off on my arm and flew around, and that marsh hawk just landed lightly on my head, and I only had 2 stitches altogether. Not to worry. Oh, not to worry at all. Well, I am told today that we are leaving the Best of Ireland tour with a souvenir. And not to forget the Best of Ireland tour, 6 days, 12 minutes, no, 5 days, no, 20 minutes, and well, anyway. Oh, I see the bus is leaving now, so I'll leave you with this. When Irish eyes are shining, sure the world is bright and gay. When Irish eyes are shining. Oh, wait, everybody. Oh, don't leave without me. I'm coming. Oh.
You're gonna love this one. An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scot wander into a little pub in Kildare. Each orders a pint of Guinness. After the drinks are placed on the counter in front of them, 3 fat flies plop into each of the glasses. The Englishman pushes his glass away in disgust and orders another one. The Scotsman pulls the fly out, goes ahead and drinks his pint. The Irishman pulls the fly out, puts it up close to his face and shouts, "Spit it out, you little bastard!"
Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, oh, the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure, they'll steal your heart away. There's a tear in your eye, and I'm wondering why, for it never should be there at all. With such power in your smile, you're a stone you'd beguile, so there's never a teardrop could fall. When your sweet lilting laughter's like some fairy song, and your eyes twinkle bright as can be, you should laugh all the while, and at other times smile, and now smile a smile for me. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, oh, the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure, they'll steal your heart away.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the froze is falling. It's you, must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, and all the valleys white and crisp with snow. And I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But come ye back when all the flowers are dying, and if I'm dead, as dead I may well be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And come ye back, I shall hear you tread softly above me, and my grave will warmer, sweeter be, and you will come and tell me that you love me, and I shall rest in peace until you come to me.
In honor of St. Paddy's Day, I'd like to do for you an old Irish folk song written by that famous Irish minstrel, Tom Lehrer. Well, he isn't really Irish, but he can fake a better Irish accent than me. About a maid I'll sing a song, sing rickety-tickety-tin. About a maid I'll sing a song who didn't have her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, she did every one of them in. She did every one of them in. One morning in a fit of pique, swing rickety-tickety-tin. One morning in a fit of pique, she drowned her father in the creek. The water tasted bad for a week, and we had to make do with gin. We had to make do with gin. Her mother she could never stand, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Her mother she could never stand, and so a cyanide soup she planned. Her mother died with a spoon in her hand, and her face in a hideous grin. A grin, her face in a hideous grin. She set her sister's hair on fire, sing rickety-tickety-tin. She set her sister's hair on fire, and as the smoke and flames rose higher, danced around the funeral pyre, playing a violin, oh Lynn, playing a violin. She weighted her brother down with stones, sing rickety-tickety-tin. She weighted her brother down with stones and sent him off to Davy Jones. All they ever found were some bones and occasional pieces of skin, occasional pieces of skin. One day when she had nothing to do, sing rickety-tickety-tin. One day when she had nothing to do, she cut her baby brother in two and served him up in an Irish stew. Invited the neighbors in, invited the neighbors in. And when at last the police came by, sing rickety-tickety-tin. And when at last the police came by, her little prank she could not deny. To do so she would have had to lie. And lying she knew was a sin, a sin. Lying she knew was a sin.
I am a wee small fairy, as you can plainly see, and I work in a tea shop that's run by me Aunt Bee. Our crumpets are delightful, our pies are yummy too. Our sticky buns with currant sauce are filled with tasty goo. But one enchanted evening, while warming up a scone, I heard a heavy footstep that chilled me to the bone. So cautiously I looked up and almost dropped me pan, for standing right before me was the visage of a man. Its head was big, its neck was large, its body was gigantic. Its total lack of fairy wings was making me feel frantic. I hid behind a potted plant. My clansmen hid there too. We peered around expectantly and wondered what to do. I think there's mon spray in the back, I heard my cousin say. Let's shoot a stream into its eyes until it goes away. A spray is not the answer, son, my daw said with a huff. It's stinky and it's smelly and it's antiquated stuff. Try cyanide, my uncle yelled, or antiseptic soap. No, Mum said. Use lye instead. It has no antidote. Repellent will get rid of it. Put ice cubes in its bed. Stuff sealing wax into its ears. Throw turnips at its head. The voices were discordant. The yelling grew ballistic. The rants and raves attacked my ears. Things got antagonistic. Wait. We waited then expectantly while Granda cleared his throat. I've got important things to say, so listen and take note. You may say I'm suspicious, but I think this man's a scout. It's not a loner without friends. There must be more about. As if to prove the blatant truth of Gramps' clairvoyant words, the front door opened once again, and human folk were heard. They nonchalantly ambled in, an infant with its mum, then toddled in a frisky thing that had a nappied bum. There's 4 of them! We're overrun! They're going to kill our race! My auntie screamed and jumped about till Uncle slapped her face. But just when we thought all was lost, in marched old Admiral Finn, a gallant fairy from the sea who sometimes hits the gin. Got trouble with some pesky men? Finn's voice was resonant. My advantageous gadget here will soon make you content. While on a trip to Singapore, I bought this from a hick. It's really good for swabbing decks. It leaves them span and spick. Then Finn pulled out a thingamajig that was a scary sight. It's guaranteed to clean out man, no matter what its height. A hydrant's help is all I need. There's one outside the door, and soon there won't be remnants of these humans we abhor. Well, As we gathered round that thing to view its chilling might, I heard some gentle laughter from the infant to me right. I peeked around the potted plant, and now I'll be redundant. I peeked around the potted plant. My shock was most abundant. The infant, who'd been somnolent, awoke in mother's arms. Though lacking any fairy wings, it had a certain charm. Its brother giggled in response. Its parents kissed its mole. I came to the conclusion that these humans had a soul. Well, aim the sprayer up at them until we crush those twits. The Admiral then went on to add, we'll blow them all to bits. And then I knew quite suddenly that I must show some grit. The lives of that poor family might just depend on it. No, 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 no. My clansmen dropped their jaws. They looked anticipatively. There was a pregnant pause. And then I played upon a harp the anthem of our folk, while I incanted heartily the solemn words I spoke. Dear fairies, I must beg of you, don't be so anti-man. Although they can be ignorant, they do the best they can. They're ugly and they're oddly shaped, but look, and you will see a spark of good inside of man, like that in you and me. There was an awkward moment then. I feared that I might cry. I've never been the chatty type. I've always been too shy. But then the fairies dropped the hose, and father took my hand, and mother smiled and said to all, she's right. Let's share this land. And so we gave those folks some scones, and they shared with us too. And we all lived quite peacefully. It's what the world should do.